Back at it for another episode of the Blind Banana C Show. I am your host, FOBC Note, the Hood Ray Charles, Blind Poppy if you nasty, the official blind stepper, the voice of the fucking disables. And this episode is sponsored by WTF Media Studio, 265 Canal Street, where magic is being made. Wheezy, we got to talk about it. Disables need a discount. And you know where we at. But we locked in, producer, engineer, and I'm going to keep talking each episode. My manager, my dog Wolf.
You already know.
People need to hear that Wolf sound. You gotta wake people up today. And you know, you can go on www.fobcno.com. All content, podcasts, anything you need and how to reach me is on that website. And today's podcast, we're gonna talk about people playing the victim. Yeah, I'm talking about you. The one that's home, that's just trying to find any way possible to blame everybody for your life. I'm talking about you. Oh, my mother never told me she loved me enough. Oh, I feel like this job is not good enough. Like, just victims. Like, you just need to get your ass up. You just playing a fucking victim. And today we gonna set you straight. Hopefully, my words will hit you in a special place where you're gonna say and say, today is I'm not gonna be the victim no more. Today I'm gonna take action in my life, and we gonna get into this shit like this. Let me talk to the people, Wolf. It didn't happen to you, it happened for you. Let me explain more about that. When I got shot, I felt like, why me? The world came crashing down on me. I was mad at everybody. I didn't understand why this life was put upon me. I gave up on God. I said, God, why the fuck me? Out of all these people in the world that's doing bad, why you took my sight? Why you choose me to get shot? Why you, just nagging, complaining, being a victim, distant. When I realized God did this for a reason because he felt I was strong enough to carry the words that he wanted me to share to the world. I feel like God sat there and said, you complaining, I gave you something way much more than what you had before. Best to believe it or not, I was an EMT. I'm only saving people in New York. I'm only saving people in Brooklyn. But now that he took my vision, I'm saving people across the world. I'm reading these comments. Like, damn, this is the way my life's supposed to be. People reaching out, crying, because I'm talking that real shit that they need to hear. And they wouldn't have heard that from a fucking EMT because I wanted to be able to reach them. So I started embracing what God gave me. And he gave me the gift of being in the dark. I'm the king of the dark. And I praise it. I embrace it. And I walk, I walk every day strong with my head up high, knowing that this journey that was put upon me was made for me. It had my name on it. Maybe it could not fit a Wolf. Maybe it couldn't fit you on the other side of that screen because this was my life. This don't have my name on it. You got to start embracing what's in front of you and what you have and make the best out of it instead of sitting up there complaining on that couch all day. Nothing changes unless you do the changing. What do you mean by that, blind stepper? Meaning you're going to be miserable. You're going to be depressed about that thing that's keep bothering you, but you're not doing the changes. For instance, you at a desk every day. Working hard, you miserable. You feel like crying when you at this place. But what are you doing about it? Are you looking for another job? Are you sitting there and say, I know my value, I know my worth. So let me go out there and expand to find something better. You know what it is? Some people scared to do the work. Some people scared of the changes. It's either two things that can happen. Either that change gonna be good for you or that change gonna make you reset to say, all right, how can I approach this change in a different way? I feel like people sit there and complain about the person that they with. This person don't elevate me. This person don't benefit me. It don't help me. This person ain't helping me grow. But you still loving on this person. I feel like a lot of people don't get out there and meet it's like it's billions of people in this world. But you won't go out there and meet somebody else. You won't go out there and date. You won't go out there and talk to different people. I feel like we are settling for no reason. We don't have to settle, people. Be the change that you want to be. It's a job out there that got your name on it, not this one that you sitting at this desk and you crying over. Like, for instance, I ain't gonna lie, my mother called me every day and talk about this job. She crying. So sometimes this place make me want to cry. This place, this, that, but mine, you got all the qualifications you need to blow this motherfucker. You have hands of art. You can make my merch. You can get contracts for schools to do mugs and cups and do different shit. But you got to be the change that you want. You feel like this job ain't it? But what you doing about it? Calling me every day is not working. Calling my sisters is not working. You gotta sit there and say, okay, cool. I'm gonna put this change into the universe and just take a leap of faith and see where it's gonna lead me. Sometimes you said you gotta ask yourself, why is my life is not getting no better? But did you look around and see that the changes that you could be making that can really help it out? Sometimes you gotta cut friends off. Sometimes you gotta cut family off. Sometimes you gotta really cut these people around you that just holding you by your collar and dragging you back because they don't want to see you make the changes to be a better person, a better version of yourself. I've been through that and I witnessed that. It was 20 of us on the block. Now it's like my circle got 3 people. I don't even think we can make a circle with 3 people. But I'm cool and I'm cool with that. I'm comfortable with that. I had to make the changes to really see my worth. I had to make the changes to see that my life is more valuable than where it was at on that corners. My life was more valuable than selling drugs and being in part of a gang. I had to make the changes, not just for myself. I had to make the changes for my child. I had to make the changes for the people that really depend on me and look up to me. Be the change that you want to be. Let me talk to my young boys. Stupid games get stupid prizes. What do I mean by that? Meaning we go outside every day on that corner, chilling with people that don't want to see us grow, guns on our waist, selling drugs, $1 million dreams, thinking that we big meat, but nobody never look at the other side of that game to say that prize is that jail cell that got my name on it. Matter of fact, when you in that jail cell, you ain't in a name. You just a number. Now you got to fight for your life being in that little ass cell. You hoping that somebody's sending you commissary. You hoping for a visit. You hoping that you could pick up that phone and call out to somebody. But we can't blame nobody but ourselves because we put ourselves in this predicament. We played that stupid game. Now look at the consequences we got to face. You ain't want to listen to your mother when she tried to tell you what's right and from what's wrong. You didn't want to listen to your mother when she tried to lead you down that right path. Now you got to listen to that redneck in that cell telling you when to piss, when to shit, when to sleep, when to eat. And I feel like you comfortable with that. I feel like we got the game fucked up. And then on top of that, when we in these predicaments, Wolf, we blame our mothers because our mothers couldn't buy us them Jordans. We blame the father because the father didn't put enough overtime in, so we had to stay off these corners. Or we blame our parents for putting us in this environment because they didn't have enough money to move us to the suburbs. I feel like we point the fingers at everybody instead of pointing the fingers at ourselves. And it goes back to the title of this shit. Everybody's guilty but you. And that's fucked up. You're the most important person of your team. Like your presence when you stepping in that room. Your mental health got to be balanced. Because if you're not good, you're not healthy, you're not stable, everybody around you going to crumble. I feel like you got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing. You got to tell yourself, I am this. I am that. I am great. I am going to hustle. It's like everything got to be evolved with you for that team to be strong. I feel like without a strong team, without a strong version of you, your team is not going to be strong and it's going to be cracks and holes where people could like just slide into and break the whole team down. So if you're not 100%, you're not better, like being out drinking last night, Don Julio partying, and thinking that you're going to come in and give your team 100%, you got things fucked up. We got to start taking ourselves and holding ourselves accountable for carrying this team. So which means when I say, I'm going to go to sleep early, what Wolf is just telling me, I'm going to get enough sleep. I'm going to prepare myself. Why? Because it's not just me. It's the team that's depending on me. Without me, this team don't exist. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to do everything I can do. I want to tell the people out there, turn your mess into being a message. What I mean by that, I was fucked up. I was down. I was depressed. I was hurting. I was in the dark. I didn't know which way was up, down, left, right. And I was just in that room just waiting to die. But then, podcasts came into my life. Parties came into my life. I started using me getting shot to get the message across the world. Because it's that kid that was going through what I was going through and don't have that support. I'm that hope for that person that don't got a way out. I'm that hope when a person turn on that, they know they're going to get that motivation, that inspiration from me. Because I ain't going to lie, I've been through the dark. I had to go through the mud. That shit ain't easy. It's hard. I can tell you about it. Even more, I could go deep into this shit. This shit was so hard, I tried to commit suicide. This shit was so hard, I tried to push my son away. This shit was so hard, I hated everybody around me because I was in this dark. But then when people reaching out to me, asking me, how do I stay strong? Because I don't show my emotions. I don't wear my emotions on my face. How I stay strong? How do you do this? And I'm telling them how I do this. And they crying. And they sat there and said they lost their job. They don't know how they going to get their next meal. But my voice give them motivation to keep on moving. Or they losing their vision. I know somebody that's losing their vision right now. They call me and just talk to me, not knowing that they really studying how I operate. So it's always a brighter light. And I feel like we got to find that brighter light. Turn that mess that you've been through to that message. That message could touch not just one, two. That mess could touch the world. My mess that I've been through, that mud that I've been through, is touching people in different states. It might be touching people in different countries. And I'm happy to do that. Because now if I would have kept this mess bottled up in a can with the lid on top of it, it'd be somebody out there that's killing themselves because they don't know how to handle this. It might be somebody that's not as strong, and my voice being quiet and keeping it to myself is not giving them the strength to keep moving. I feel like everything, every fucked up trauma, past experience that you couldn't get past, you need to start speaking because you never know who you can save. I'm living proof of that shit. My testimony is touching the world, not just people in the studio, not people that's around me. It's touching the world, that people that don't even know me. The testimony is power. The power is in the tongue. You got to start speaking it. And there's been definitely another episode. It's fucking hot as shit in this studio. For real, for real. And we could tap in Instagram, BlindBenasi NYC, email blindbenasinyc@gmail.com. Until next week, don't step until you step big, and stop playing the fucking victim, and let's get up and make a change. I'm out.